Alright, well, I've got another sewing cabinet here. Picked it up 2 days ago, and yeah, I've got engine projects that I'm getting behind on, but it turns out free sewing machines are pretty common, so now that all my friends know I am fixing machines up, I keep finding more. This one is a white made Kenmore, which I know from picking it up in the ad, but I haven't looked at it. And it's got a lift cabinet, which is jamming here. Okay. Well, let's, I guess, leave it part way up like that, and I'll have to get the machine out to figure out what the cabinet is up to once we get to checking that out further. But yeah, Kenmore Supreme Rotary. It's got all these lovely red knobs on it. They moved a lot of controls here. It's got a forward reverse stitch, and then these stoppers that move around a lot. Got the automatic button winder. The button winder moves, that's good. I do love that they updated this with all these delightful red knobs. It has a, on the back here, it looks like there's a darn feature. That's interesting. Anyhow, I guess. And then I did have to take, the front of the cabinet opens, and I did have to remove stuff from the box in it to put the machine in my car. It had an original bottle of oil that's mostly full, but if you're scavenging around and grab old sewing machine oil or old oil of any kind, oil is just like gasoline. With time it breaks down and starts to turn into varnish and other stuff that you don't want in your equipment. So, but the finish is just coming off this hand wheel wholesale. I wonder, this machine must have been stored someplace real damp, because the cabinet seems to have some random swelling on it. And, well, let's start by pulling this knob off and just popping the machine up to take a quick look here. 117592 is the model number for this. It's a white made rotary for Sears. Oh, it's got a bobbin and the bobbin case in it, so that's good. Whoever used it last did thread it properly, so at least that's a good sign. Even if it's been sitting, it wasn't like, you know, beat on before it ended up sitting, but there's a bit of lint behind here. We'll pop this. Ooh, that hook was pretty tight in there. Let's move and look more closely at that hook area. When I went to pop the hook out, I did have to tug on it. And you can see it's kind of rusty. and grimy in places. When we rotate the machine, we can see the lint build up on these drive fingers. So all that we're gonna have to scrub out and clean up. Oh, and some of these castings have started to get like green and a bit fuzzy from moisture interacting with impurities in the casting. So yeah, this machine was stored in a very humid environment. But before we pull it apart any further, I am going to plug it in and see if the motor works. Right. The wiring on this machine, the cord is cracked and dry rotted, but it doesn't have bare wire, so I plugged it in and I laid the cord out carefully, plugged it into an extension cord, and then plugged the extension cord in so I'm not touching the cracked wiring when it gets powered. And then the light is working, so this delightful light fixture works. And let's find our knee lever, and the motor goes. And the tire is completely shot, rotted out, mildewed, and smooth, so there's no way this machine will run, but the motor sounds good, and that's important. We are missing the bobbin cover plate, so I'll have to look into that. But first, I take this machine out and have to figure out what part of this cabinet is broken. Because obviously, if it doesn't pop up properly, then it can't get used.